Just give me about 8 seconds. Let me just make sure you're on the airline. Yep, you're there. Okay, here we go, brothers. Boom, 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 boom.
Rocky Romanella is the founder and CEO of 360 Management Services LLC and author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts. With over 40 years of boots-on-the-ground leadership experience, Rocky creates excitement through his energy, passion, and knowledge in every podcast. During his 36 years at UPS, he led one of the largest rebranding initiatives in franchising history, the UPS Store, revolutionizing the $9 billion retail shipping and business services market. He also led the integration of more than 20 acquisitions that became UPS Supply Chain Solutions and let us improve financial performance, capabilities, and global footprint. Post-UPS, he served as CEO and director for Unitech Global Services, a telecommunications company, and serves as an independent board member and advisor. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the discussion.
Do this look like work to you? Nah. Looking at the lights like it's all that is for me. Everyone tonight is here, all that is for me. Hands in the air, yeah, all that is for me. Bottles over here, all that is for me. Bottles bringing bottles, yeah, all that is for me. You for real?
Hello, and welcome back in to the Rome Show here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show 1. It feels like it's been an eternity. It's really only been 2.5 weeks, but I, your host, Andrew Romanella, alongside my partner, my brother, Rocky Romanella, are here. We're back. You can call in the show anytime. It's 609-807-2492, or like usual, Facebook.com/The Rome Show 1 comment section, or at the Wide World of Rome on the Gram and Twitter. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about today.
So exciting. I've got all of my Giants gear on here. It is as if I'm at the tailgate in my house, or I'm not in anyone's house, but I am at the tailgate in spirit with all of my Giants gear that I would be wearing if I was at the game.
And we have a fantastic setup here today in the 360 Management Services studio. Not only do we have a brand new audio setup, because a few weeks ago we did have some audio malfunctions that we wanted to make sure we got set appropriately. We have some new accoutrements on top of our microphones. Shout out TightenTheLugnuts.com. And which you cannot see, but we're staring at, is a beautiful 48-inch flat screen TV that is currently playing the Steelers versus Giants Monday Night Football game. So throughout this hour, and maybe some change, we'll be giving you some updates while Rocky probably reacts in live time.
Well, I just realized something while you were going through that, is that if we weren't in a pandemic, I would be live reporting from the show.
100%, because this game would be played at the Meadowlands.
I would be there.
I
would be on the phone with you.
Does that make you super sad? Because I know that's been a topic all weekend with the football and no fans.
So honestly, I haven't thought about it because I've been so like, it's okay that there's no fans. Like I'm over it. But knowing that now that like, wow, like if this was any other year, I would have been in the parking lot for over 3 hours. And
really drunk right
on
now.
my way into Monday Night Football for week 1.
Right. And instead, I mean, I think
so happy that I would be watching a night game starting at 7:15 and not 8:30.
I think the Romo Sapiens are super pumped, however, to have you on the airwaves right now. So give us your feelings on said Monday Night Football game.
So so a couple of people have asked me like how I feel about the Giants. Like, I got to be honest with you, I'm so excited for tonight. And there's only one reason. And if any Giant feels it another way, like if Giants fans don't feel the same way I do, then like, I'm sorry, you're just like one of those over extreme fans. Like, here's my thing. You can't get any worse at this point in the most recent Giant history. Like, you've got a new coach, you've got a new quarterback, you got all this stuff. Like, you can only go up from here.
We were talking about this earlier. Aren't you super excited now? And it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback 2 years after a draft pick, but that instead of drafting guys like Sam Darnold and the other quarterbacks in that class, a pick that was kind of killed by a lot of people in football, which was Saquon Barkley. I think now, and I think Daniel Jones's year this year is going to go a long way in defining this. But if Daniel Jones is 90% of the 100% you hoped for, and Saquon, you have a legitimate team.
No, and I'm excited because it'll be the first time we see him with Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator.
Absolutely, which is
And-
an underrated signing in the offseason, depending on how this works
Well,
out.
listen, it's either going to go. It's a slippery slope here.
Right.
It's very slippery.
Yes, he has proven to have really great offenses, but as a head coach, which I understand,
Yes.
we've seen this a lot. He was in Dallas for nearly 10 years. I mean, and his offenses were good. They were roller coaster offenses. You, as a Giants fan, want to see utmost consistency because that shows the growth of your second-year quarterback and your third-year running back. And the other pieces that you're hoping, a la Sterling Shepard, a la Evan Ingram, and others, that you're hoping to see produce on the offensive side of the ball.
Darius Slayton.
Yeah, I know you're excited about him.
I drafted him.
All
in
right,
my
listen.
Fantasy.
We'll get a little bit more into the Monday Night Football currently on the docket. We'll get a little bit more into the football that happened this weekend. The Mets were sold. That's exciting. We need
Very
to dive into
exciting.
that.
Yeah.
But we give the people a stat every time we get on the show, and we're not going to rob them of that today just because we have so much sports to talk about. Because this, quite frankly, could be my favorite this day in sports history of all time on this day, September 14th, 1987, exactly 3 days before the man to my right was born.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Cal Ripken Jr.'s streak of 8,243 consecutive games played was broken. That equates to 908 straight games. Cal Ripken Jr. suited up for the Baltimore Orioles and played a Major League Baseball game, a streak that I want everyone to understand.
Wait. Are you sure? 1997.
Said 1987
This is when this last day he played.
when the streak ended.
Then it was 97.
Are you sure?
Yes, it was not 87.
Are we positive?
I was in third grade. We were living in Syracuse, New York. I stayed up to watch it.
Are you sure?
It ends or it begins?
Streak of any is broken.
What do you mean it's broken?
Like it stopped. Like it was the game he didn't play.
No, we were alive.
And no,
we were alive when he played his last game of the streak.
not according to this thing.
I'm telling you, man, you got to relook at this.
I mean, really?
Yes.
Let's look. Let's see. We're gonna look deeper.
We were alive when Cal Ripken played his final game. He ran around the stadium, giving everyone a high five.
I feel like that was Wayne Gretzky.
Well, I mean, Gretzky skated around the ice in Madison Square Garden and said goodbye. They had 99s painted behind the net.
It's a Cal Ripken Jr. record of playing in ties Lou Gehrig's record of playing in 2,130 straight games.
Yeah. So I'm telling you,
Oh, consecutive innings. I read it wrong.
thank you.
Cal Ripken's streak of 8,243 consecutive innings or 908 games straight playing was broken. That's crazy.
Yes.
8,243.
That was just the beginning of his streak.
Think about that.
I know.
And what do
never,
you think?
Never took a seat.
All right, if you could guess the next closest, and I don't know this number, but like, what do you think the next closest is?
Next closest is
6,000.
1,000. No. What was his final game total?
Let's see.
His final game total was like 2,100 straight games.
And hey, listen, write it in on the Facebook if you have the answer for us here.
As the Giants march on the field.
So,
we're
how
gonna
many
get our
games
first look.
total he played overall?
Oh no, in a row, consecutive.
Oh,
By the way,
wow.
we're about to get our first look at the Daniel Jones New York Giants.
Do they have the football to
2021.
start the
Yeah,
game?
Yeah. An unnecessary kickoff through the goalpost just took place.
Cal Ripken Jr. played 2,632 games straight. The
So-
longest consecutive game streak of all time.
The next closest is 1,400,
What?
I think.
Oh, I thought you looked it up already. I was like, wow, see, that would have
No,
been
that's
really
my
smart
guess.
of you, Rocky.
That's my guess.
All right, let's find out.
Play one
The
completion.
record was held by Everett Scott. Wow, you were close.
How
dude.
close?
1,307 consecutive.
Oh,
Wow.
only off by 93.
I mean, if you think about that, so 1,307 consecutive games, and no one else has broken that.
No one's touched
And that held for 56 years.
It'll never be touched again. They don't let people.
Oh, my God. But do you think anyone's ever going to get to second place?
No,
God, that's so.
they don't
Oh,
let
there's
players
just-
play every day
There's
anymore.
so many things I want to say that disappoint me about that.
They don't. I mean, the NHL has the Iron Man award every year.
I think I just responded to a participant on Facebook instead of saying, they wrote in, "Do they take callers?" And I wanted to write back, "They take callers," and I wrote, "They take colors."
Yeah. Great typing.
We mean callers. All right. So at the end of the day, today's he said, "Huh." Today is a day where Cal Ripken Jr. streak of consecutive innings, 8,243, was broken. To say that Cal Ripken was Iron Man is an understatement and something you'll never see again. So the people that got to witness it, enjoy. The people that didn't get to see it, go research, because one of the best baseball players of all time.
No doubt. Great stat. Listen, it was a good stat. I'm sorry I debunked what you were doing, but
No.
I vividly
If we're
remember.
going to give the Romo
Yeah.
Sapiens information, we're going to give them the right information.
I vividly remember that. I vividly remember Mark McGuire's 60-second home run. Like these are things that like you remember throughout your sports.
No doubt. I'm going to save my straight off the Rome for the end of the show today.
Okay.
Okay. It's near and dear to my heart. I think you probably know what it is. I think it'd just be a nice way to end today's show. Are you okay with that?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Before we go on to the football that was played this weekend, give me your initial analysis on what you see from Daniel Jones in the New York G.
I don't know if I missed a play, but he hasn't handed the ball off once.
Okay,
And
they've gone
outside,
and thrown the football.
outside of an Evan Ingram like drop of the ball in his hands, he'd be perfect.
Did you witness Tom Brady this weekend?
So I had the opportunity to watch Tom Brady's opening drive via the red zone.
Love the
And
channel.
And so Tom Brady, Cam Newton, Joe Burrow, 3 quarterbacks whose first touchdown of the season for their teams, they ran into the end zone. And I think all significant touchdowns for all
Yes.
3 of them. And I thought,
thought
that
that
was
was
so
funny.
cool. I
Yes.
thought it was so
Interesting.
cool. Yes.
I feel that.
I know.
I liked what I saw from Tom Brady. I expected what I saw from the Buccaneers as Saquon Barkley loses 7 yards on a carry. 3rd down and more than
I don't know if
8
we, I don't
for
know
the
if
Giants.
maybe we don't need to go that into
No,
it.
I'm just really missing. That's the part of it being an SID that I miss.
Yeah.
Calling the football games. The first downs, they getting the crowd excited.
When we return, though, we'll have to have the Romo Sapiens put together a list of words that they want you to say throughout a broadcast.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that'd
in
be
for that.
fun.
That'd be like 5. I'll give them 5 words that I
Yeah.
have to incorporate into every
Yeah.
broadcast.
One of them is going to be locomotive.
Back to Tom Brady. No Gronkowski show up, 2 receptions, 11 yards. I expected that from him. Okay running game. At the end of the day, I don't know if this Buccaneers team's going to be as good as people expected them to be. I know it's week 1, and I'm not trying to be, oh my God. But, let's be serious.
I just think the Steelers are good. I mean,
well,
yeah.
they didn't play
mean,
the Steelers.
No, I mean the Saints. That was
Yes, they are. And they didn't even
Yes.
play that good either, which
no,
was
yeah,
expected.
no doubt. And I think that, yeah, listen, I want more from Gronk too. We'll see it. I think he's going to be. I think they're going to use OJ Howard though in the number
See,
one tight end slot.
and I don't think you're going to see much from Gronk in terms of
I-
passing or the numbers you used to see.
he might. He could just need 4 or 5 weeks because he can really only play 10 games.
That's probably a good point.
And that's
He's like the
that might be-
basketball players that are taking time off to
Dude,
get ready for the playoffs.
It might
later.
be, but
Hey,
it might be facts.
Listen, it's possible. All right, so I came up with some questions here because Cam Newton had a good debut, I thought. Oh, we have a phone caller. Let's go to the phone caller first before we dive into Rocky's thoughts on Cam Newton, because I know you love that signing. Caller, what's your name, where you calling from, and what do you got for the Rome show tonight?
Oh, hey, fellas, it's this Marky calling in. I got your number from a friend of mine named Gator who loves these sports shows and everything. So I'm just calling in saying welcome to a very special episode to all the fans. How you guys doing?
We're doing well, Marky. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. See, I'm doing the cold open for the Not Even a show. We're in it right now, and it's a special episode today. Got Longmont Potion Castle, who's doing some special calls, so I really want to get a banger. Basically, you guys just need to say, let's start the show, and then everyone will be singing my praises again.
Sounds good.
Let's start the show.
Oh, I love you
that
guys.
it?
Have a great day.
I don't know.
You want to talk? You want to talk, Marky? You got anything about the sports?
I think Marky's gone.
Amazing.
I think that's all Marky needed from us.
I think we helped him out. I mean,
Wait, can we dissect that for a second there? Did he say that he got our number from Gator?
yeah, that's right. I could go a couple of different ways.
I
with
could
that,
go.
but
I
we're
know.
definitely keeping it clean.
So we're gonna move.
Yeah.
past
But if
that.
you've seen the other guys, I think you get the joke.
Thank you, Marky, for your call. 609-807-2492 if you want to get on the Rome Show Airways. All right. I love Cam Newton's debut. Unfortunately, it was the demise of my Dolphins. Listen, I'm going into this year understanding that it's a year for development and it's a year for most likely Tua Tagovailoa to get some type of play. Okay. So I got this for you. All right.
Why isn't Tua starting?
All right. Well, can you?
I'm sorry.
I agree with you.
All right.
At the same time, I don't. Okay. So my question is, Tua QBs the Dolphins. These are called my way too early hot takes.
Okay.
Tua QBs the Finns before week 8. Week 7 is their bye.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Do you want color or do you just want me to respond?
No, you can get color too.
I think he should start now.
You don't want him to sit behind anybody at all, regardless of who that anybody is. That's not a touchdown.
Do you think that the Dolphins are playoff ready right now?
No.
Then
kind
why
of.
wouldn't you play him?
Maybe. I don't know.
Then why wouldn't you play him?
Honestly, I just think that
Let's say he waited till week 8. The season's already in the tubes. You play 8 games.
I mean they were
You play
competitive
8
last year with
games.
Ryan
You play
Fitzpatrick.
8 games. You still are in pandemic times going into the fall. You get no preseason again. Or he could play 16 games and probably about where they're going to end anyway and get a full season of experience and maybe take the step where he's ready to quarterback a team to the playoffs.
So I think he ends up starting week 8. That's been my thought the whole season. When do you think he ends up starting?
Week 5.
Oh wow. I don't know why.
Because week 4 is when you decide whether or not you're 1-3.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right, because that's
yeah.
always the tell. It's like, hey, anyone who's 1-3 ain't going to the playoffs. Like they talk about it every year on
yeah.
every show.
As the Giants had a 3rd and goal opportunity, failed, and are now kicking a field goal. Graham Gano on for the year.
Yeah, he's making his New
21-yard
York Giants
attempt.
debut.
Okay, moving forward on my way too early hot takes. Okay, TB12 will lose 10 games.
No. I think that one of the reasons Tom Brady is in Tampa Bay is to just prove he can win somewhere else. And he won't be worse than 9-7.
Okay. I think they're going to flirt with 8-8, 7-9. And I feel like for some reason, if late in the year, because that's a good division.
Yeah.
And it's really, I think, going to come down to them competing for a wild card and not the division championship. I think that's going to be the Saints. So I'm just curious. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Bruce Arians' teams have always found a way to end at like 9-7, 10-6. But he's had a few 8-8, 7-9s. And why I think the 10 is because if they're out of it by week 14, those last 3 weeks with a veteran-laden team, So I don't know. We'll see.
I don't see Tom Brady ending his career not with the Patriots in a losing season fashion. He's not the Joe
But he
that's-
can't handle
like-
all of. He can't control all of that.
Was
though.
Joe Montana's final season in Kansas City a winning season or a losing
I
season?
think it was a losing season.
And listen, everyone makes fun of Joe Montana on the Chiefs now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone makes fun of Joe Montana on the Chiefs.
They're
but
going to make fun of Tom Brady on the Bucks. They've already started.
Well, yeah, I think make fun of is just a terrible usage of terminology there. But I think they will unfortunately use recency bias and rather remember the 6 Super Bowls in 20 years in New England, they will bash him for the 1 or 2
The haters,
not as good in Tampa Bay.
the
Yes.
haters are going to relish if Tom Brady does
But
not
if
have
Tom
a winning
Brady has a
season.
good year and the Bucks don't do anything, it's still Tom Brady proving he can be Tom
Which
Brady
is what he
in a
which is-
different place.
which is all he needs to do.
Right.
He could. I mean, at this point, he doesn't need the Super Bowl,
I agree.
but he does not want a losing season.
That's why I could see it slipping to 10. All right, we'll see. I'm excited. This is why I love that our show's on Monday, because we can watch the football all weekend and then we can get a really good analysis of what really could happen. And I think that Saints team is good. So I think that's going to be a wild card. All right, I got more for you.
So Marky is actually a fan. He's a loyal Romo Sapien.
Wow, Marky, the guy called back and said, "You guys are awesome." He's a YouTuber and he loves the show. Hey, listen, we appreciate that.
We
I
love
mean,
him too, man.
We love you too, Marky. Loyal Romo Sapien. Respect out there. Anyone else? Again, you can call in like a Royal Marky Romo Sapien at 609-807-2492 or write in on the Facebook. I see that happening right now as well. It's always exciting when people chime in. It is.
No, I love that.
It is. Okay. The Jets were terrible this weekend. I think a lot of people saw that. I don't think the Buffalo Bills are that much better than the New York Jetropolitans, but
Really?
I think they're better than them. I don't think they're like the way that I don't know if you watched that game.
I would much rather watch the Buffalo Bills than the New York Jets.
Oh, me too. 100%. And I think the Bills are better than the Jets. I'm just saying that the Jets shouldn't be that much worse than the Bills.
How do you feel about Josh Allen? Speaking of,
I like Josh Allen.
so do I. I was
I
like, I
think
found myself really cheering for him.
He is the poor man's Lamar Jackson.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, he just doesn't throw the football as well, which to me means that a really high quality defense with a good game plan could really neutralize Josh Allen in that offense. Their defense is legit. They fly around to the football. I feel like every time somebody on the Jetropolitans had a football, there was a Buffalo Bill or 7 about to smack them. So, I mean, their defense flies. They're quick. They can cover. Sam Darnold was on the Michael Kay show. I listened to his interview. He was down on the Jets play. The Michael Kay show brought up a great point. So I bring this point up to you now because they got my mind formulating. And I think this: Adam Gase will be fired by week 12.
True.
Yeah,
No doubt.
I truly believe it.
Week 7.
Wow, what is with you?
Because why wait?
I don't know. I mean, like, what then? At that,
Could you imagine if you start 0-4 and you're a Jets fan and Sam Darnold's in his 3rd year?
And you have Le'Veon Bell, who might be
And
hurt now.
Baker is still in the league and he hasn't fizzled out for getting like too drunk or something.
Yeah, but they suck too. They only scored 6 points.
Yeah, but listen, they're always gonna suck. They're the Browns.
Yeah, right. So like Baker's not a good example.
But that's who it would have been, right?
Yeah, yes.
Or would have been Josh Allen.
It could have been Josh Allen. It could have been Baker Mayfield. It could have been Josh Rosen, who's not even on the football team
Rosen,
anymore.
I think that's such a terrible story.
Yeah, I agree.
Because in week 5, we're going to see some guy that didn't know even existed on planet Earth or
Right.
even played college football.
and Josh Rosen,
And he's going to be quarterbacking
Yeah.
a team as a 3rd string. And Josh Rosen is going to be like, how do I not have a job?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
And
any
you know
sense.
what? Mark Sanchez is probably still rostered.
I bet he is. Yeah, you're 100% correct there. Yeah, I think Adam Gase is going to get fired. He's terrible. And I know from experience. Listen, I was a Dolphins fan. I witnessed it. He brought us to the playoffs, though. He did make Ryan Tannehill. I do truly believe that. But what he's doing with the Jetropolitans right now is not good. And this isn't just, it's week 1. Like, I don't care what type of preseason you had. I don't care what type of – everyone had the same. And at some point in time, you have to have a team with the people that are on it in Sam Darnold, in Le'Veon Bell, and other veterans you have. Show up. Like, show up. I can't hear every week from the Jets, it's the small details. I can't hear every week from Adam Gase, I'd call the same plays. We just need to execute. Well, maybe you should call different plays, or they should execute, or something should change. 'Cause every week, bro, it's not working for you. So I think what happens is Adam Gase gets himself into the Jets, brings in his GM and what's his name, Daniels from the Eagles. And now that man's going to end up firing him and bringing an actual human that can come in and change an organization.
I tell you what, when you look at the Jets over the last, I guess now 10, 15, even 20 years, right? I mean, you look at it and you're like, wow, Rex Ryan was really good.
Right. They
Right,
haven't been
right.
as good as since Rex Ryan
Dude,
was
Rex
there.
Ryan took Mark
Yes.
Sanchez to the AFC Championship
Twice.
2 years in a row.
Twice.
In a row.
Right.
Like you look at that and you're like, man, as much as I like Rex probably annoyed the crap out of me, like when he was coaching, that dude got the Jets to win.
100%. 100%.
Right? Like you can't. I mean, that's amazing when you look
Over
at it
the
that
course
way.
of
Same
10
ownership, because
and-
like everyone complains about ownership.
And
now.
over the course of 10 years since Rex Ryan, they've had nothing.
0.
And it's made Rex Ryan's allure as the Jets coach raise and raise and raise.
Yes.
And I don't think Jets fans at this point would mind if you rehired him.
Do you want to know the crazy thing I was just about to say based on what you just said? I was like, they're so the Metropolitans, where like every Mets fan was like Bobby Valentine's the only person that can be our head
Bring
coach."
him back. We need the 2000s magic.
Well, it's because it's been like that's the only time I knew that's the only time I knew they won.
Yes, that's the only time you remember winning. So you're like,
They're like, yeah, we need
what
Bobby.
exactly? What can get it? What was it? Willie Randolph in 2006? I don't think we need that.
No. At least we got to the World Series with BV.
Yeah, and we got to the World Series with Terry Collins.
Yeah, TC. Well, that's what you're saying now. Well, that's what you're saying last year. Like, just
Yes.
bring back Terry Collins
at this point, right.
because it's the same.
I don't know. I hope I'm in line for the Mets job soon. That would be exciting. Okay, 2 more for you here.
These are fun.
I know, right? I figured you'd like this. The Washington Football Club, who came back and beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Which,
What-
by the way, if you're an NFC East fan,
great, huge.
you are so excited
So
about this.
am. And
Not only did the Cowboys lose last night,
Yep.
but the Eagles blew the lead, and it's just like, yes.
And the Eagles look bad in the second half of that football game, just really bad. And Carson Wentz, you don't want to see that from your quarterback, who's supposed to be your franchise quarterback. When it's winning time, you need to make some plays.
Dude, when do you move on from Carson Wentz?
I don't know. We can talk about that soon because I have a hot take that says this: Washington Football Club, or as I was referring to them yesterday in my trip around Hoboken, the Washington Soccer Club. The Washington Soccer Club will make the playoffs.
No.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I mean, why not? I mean, I think Ron Rivera is a difference. I think they're rallying around this whole name thing.
I think Ron Rivera is the difference. I think that's why you saw a second half adjustment that got them a W, right? I think that's that's just Doug Peterson losing to Ron Rivera, in my opinion.
Yes,
Right?
100%.
That's exactly what happened.
Game plan changing. Yeah.
Right? Like you have better players.
Yes.
You have better talent.
Yes.
You're winning at halftime. That's just pure.
Coaching against coaching.
No
And did you
doubt.
hear what Ron Rivera had to do at halftime? I don't know if many people know.
Oh,
this.
I did know. Yeah, he had
Ron
to take
Rivera
the
was-
IV because
yeah.
of cancer.
He
Yeah.
was diagnosed with cancer, so he had a scheduled IV at halftime in order to be
Yeah.
able to coach that game. So shout out to him, man.
No doubt. So I don't even know where we were other than the fact
You were
that-
saying that going into halftime, I
Yes.
said Ron Rivera is the difference.
Oh
man.
yeah, but I don't know if that makes them a playoff team. I think that gets them to 8-8.
Do you know why I think it's a possibility? Is because the NFC East is so weird. And like I feel like every other year the NFC East is won by a 9-7 ball club. And it's like if they can randomly sneak out one against the Eagles there, you're playing in front of no fans. And I do think that's a factor. Like I really do. I mean, think about this
It was
game right
it
now.
was a factor in New Orleans yesterday.
Right. And think about this game right now. Like you're at the Meadowlands, which I would argue is one of the louder stadiums in the National Football
It's
League.
not anymore.
Anymore. Okay, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, on opening night, it'd be freaking rocking.
No. Well, this year it would be.
And
We-
against the
we would be
Steelers.
loud. Well, the Steelers Steelers best traveling,
Right.
best fan base in all of sports.
So think about now when you get into a tight situation and Sam, and Matty, Danny Dimes is driving the ball and he's calling out plays and you got no one yelling in the crowd. It's dead silence.
Well, that'd be good for our offense.
And then, but not good for the defense when
I know.
you got Ben Roethlisberger charging the other way. So it's just interesting.
Well, they were saying
And I think
yesterday
that
the-
neutralizes.
They were saying, well, yesterday even the Saints were like, it felt like we were the road team because Tom Brady was in the house.
Right.
Whereas we have literally the loudest stadium.
Yeah.
So they were saying when I was watching the broadcast yesterday, so they are allowing teams to play their fan noise to 75%, like of whatever the decibel level would be. And Sean Payton's like 75% of what it really is,
Yeah.
or what we get to play. He's like, it's like we're louder in practice some days. It's louder during warmups in here with our real fans than what we are allowed to play during the game.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like there's zero. I mean, think of it. So when you go to New Orleans, I mean, that is a very big factor.
Right.
You're
I agree.
practicing snap counts. You don't have to practice any silent
Anything.
counts
None.
unless it's to maybe do some misdirection on D.
That they won't know.
Yeah.
I know it's interesting. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they will make the playoffs, but it just kind of was like,
I think you're right about the NFC East being a one team playoff.
like think about it. If
It's
the
a one-
Giants lose to the Steelers right now, no matter what happens next week, through 2 weeks, every team is even keel essentially.
Yes.
And if that happens over the court 8 more times, which you could see it happening 8 more times based on the history of the Cowboys, the history of the
I
Giants.
could see the Cowboys spiraling out of control
Me
this year.
too, 100%.
Oh my god, it could be bad.
I think so too.
It could be very bad for the Cowboys.
I
Listen,
think-
it's based on being a fan of the Giants. It won't happen, but in true sports knowledge, no bias, it is entirely possible that this whole Dak Prescott, no Jason Garrett, we're gonna go this direction, could be like, oh, wait,
You're right.
are we wasting Ezekiel Elliott?
We have 1 minute until we're going to take our break here, okay? But I got one for you. Give me a quick answer. Baker Mayfield will be replaced in 2021.
Ooh, who's their backup?
I have no clue.
That,
Do you want me to get you that information?
It's very possible.
Cleveland Browns backup.
Who is their back? Did you know that the
Who
Daniel?
cares?
Do you know that
What
Daniel?
do you think?
Do you know that Daniel Jones's backup is
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum? Then yes, I think it's possible.
Really?
Yeah, I do. That would be a late. That would be a week 8, week 10, and that would be Baker. Here's the deal. Baker gets replaced if they're in a playoff hunt and lose like 2 in a row.
Say that again?
So let's say Cleveland rights the ship.
Okay.
And they're playing 500 ball and are in the hunt for a playoff spot.
They're like 5-5, you know, going
yeah,
into week
and then
11.
they win. They're 6-5, and the next thing you know, they find themselves 6-7, and they lose 2 in a row, and their season's in the balance.
And it's because
Baker's
of
out.
him? If
Baker's
it's
out.
his fault.
Which
Like,
it
if he's
will be.
playing well,
it
it's
will
the
be.
defense's fault.
But even if it's not, it'll be Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham causing. It'll be something that needs to happen just to right the team.
Interesting. That's an interesting prediction out of you. 6-7 Browns rolling into week 14,
In the
change it up to
hunt.
Case Keenum
In the hunt,
for a playoff spot.
yes.
Change it to Case Keenum, end up going 6-10, suck either way.
Or it's a Nick Foles situation without an injury.
Interesting. All right, here's the deal. We're going to take a break. We got a lot to talk about on the flip side of the break. Excuse me. The New York Mets were sold. Super exciting. $2.46 billion to Steve Cohen. We'll dissect that. Rocky's got a little bit of trivia for me. Both the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning have a 3-1 series lead in the NHL, vying for places in the Stanley Cup Finals. The NBA, interesting. Clippers, Nuggets, 3-3. Game 7, best 2 words in sports. We'll talk about it all here on the Rome Show, leading you up until the 8 o'clock hour here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show. One Rube, let's pay these bills.
Rocky Romanella is the founder and CEO of 360 Management Services LLC and author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts. With over 40 years of boots on the ground leadership experience, Rocky creates excitement through his energy, passion, and knowledge in every podcast. During his 36 years at UPS, he led one of the largest rebranding initiatives in franchising history, the UPS Store, revolutionizing the $9 billion retail shipping and business services market. He also led the integration of more than 20 acquisitions that became UPS Supply Chain Solutions and let us improve financial performance, capabilities, and global footprint. Post-UPS, he served as CEO and director for Unitech Global Services, a telecommunications company, and serves as an independent board member and advisor. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the discussion.
All right. Welcome back into the Rome Show here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show 1. We see a lot of people tuning in on the Facebook. We super appreciate that. We hope you're listening on the internet airwaves as well, or the Hamilton Radio app. You can download that on your iPhone or Android devices. Remember, 609-807-2492 is the phone number. Call in like our boy Marty. Marty, if you're listening still out there or wherever you are or you came from, send us your YouTube link. We'd love to listen. We'd love to support the other Romo Sapiens out there. There's no sugarcoating it, Rock. This is a great day in New York metropolitan history. Steve Cohen is now, as of an approval of 23 of 30 owners this coming November, a 95% owner of the Mets at $2.46 billion. The team was valued at. He is worth $14 billion.
I love it. I'm so happy that someone who is just great at business bought the team.
No doubt.
No sports, no nothing. I'm
No.
just a good businessman who makes a lot of money. Like that means he'll make a lot of money for the Mets.
I mean, think about the Mets over the last probably like 5 to 10 years and the different type of moves they could have made had this man been owning the franchise. Now, I truly believe this could be like a East Coast version of the Los Angeles Dodgers when the Magic, whatever group of humans took over the Dodgers and started pumping a lot of money into getting the players that could help them compete and keeping players like a Clayton Kershaw there, getting a Justin Turner and signing him to long-term deals, developing Cody Bellingers and Corey Seagers and Kiki Hernandez's and guys like that, you know? And I think that's what you could see the Mets becoming. And by the way, there's probably a lot of people that need to clean out their office once this ownership change goes through.
How much fun would that be for sports if the Mets and the Yankees competed for talent with a payroll
All
like
the
that?
time.
Like that, right? That would be great.
Like last year, we'd be able to compete for Garrett Cole. You never know. He could be a Mets uniform right now.
You're right. You're right. But I think it gives you an opportunity to rebuild your homegrown talent.
If you are Steve Cohen, and by the way, great two-handed catch there, falling out of bounds. I believe that's Juju Smith-Schuster.
I think that was a push off. That's just me.
I'll tell you what, though. Great. Oh, no. Chase Claypool, second-round draft pick at 2020
Notre
out of
Dame.
Notre Dame. All right. Respect that of Chase.
Notre Dame took it to Duke on Saturday.
They did take it to Duke on Saturday. If you're Steve Cohen, what's the first
That's where
move
they
you
played,
make
right?
as the owner of the Metropolitans?
I would clean out the Wilpons offices.
Well, yeah, obviously. Now you're the owner. You've already cleaned out the Wilpons offices. What's the first move you make?
I'd let the season play out.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Well, it's going to happen after the season ends. So now, okay, follow me here. Third time's a charm.
Okay.
They will approve this ownership change in November.
Yeah.
Which means that by the start of the next season, if all goes according to plan,
Yeah.
there's a new owner.
I would probably go get the best free agent signing I could possibly get. I would go get the Artemi Panarin of Major League Baseball.
I would fire Brody Van Wagenen.
probably
That
do
would be my
that.
first move. I
Yeah.
would clean house. I'd get new scouting directors. I'd change my entire minor league organization.
Why don't you just tell me to be
I
like, hey,
would
will you ask me this
literally-
question?
Well, I mean, like, come on. Like, the Mets need a complete overhaul, and you're gonna sit here and say, we're gonna go get the best free agent that's possibly out there.
yeah, no doubt. I'd
Yeah,
make it.
great. That's exciting.
I'd be like, hey, I'm going to spend money. This is how I'm going to
this
do it.
is an organizational issue here.
I don't.
There's a
don't
lot that
disagree
needs to
with you.
change, and the first thing is Brody Van Wagenen needs to be taken from his
See,
seat
here's what I'm going to say.
and thrown out the window.
Next time we find ourselves in this scenario,
I hope it's not ever again.
I just want you to be like, hey, Rock, do me a favor. Ask me this question. If I'm Steve Cohen, what would be the first thing I would do?
yeah, I know. I would.
So, Andrew, what would be the like? Give me
I
the
just
steps.
told you. That's
Give
it
me
right
the
there.
steps.
I would fire
So
Brody.
who are you looking for from a general manager standpoint? Then who are we looking for?
I want somebody that knows how to build a legitimate roster.
me an
like a Theo
example.
Epstein.
Okay, you want Theo Epstein.
Yes, I would love a Theo Epstein.
So what he's done with both
If
the
you
Red Sox
want
and the Cubs.
A hockey reference.
No,
to my
I don't need a
baseball.
hockey reference.
I want
Theo Epstein.
Lou Lamoriello of hockey.
True.
That's what I want.
Just
Somebody
got
that-
voted GM of the year.
I don't want somebody that wants only analytics. I don't want somebody that only wants baseball from 1970. I want somebody that knows how to write a lineup every day. I want a manager that matters, by the way.
Literally, he wants Theo Epstein and Joe Madden to come run.
I
the
don't
New
want
York
Joe
Mets.
Madden, though. I don't.
We don't want Joe Madden. We want Theo Epstein.
First off, he's with the Angels, so that's not a realistic possibility.
but
I would like Buck
I went to
Showalter.
the Cubs.
I'd like Buck Showalter
Listen. I tried to trade Terry Collins and a bag of balls for Buck
and a
Showalter.
Theo Epstein-alike general manager. I also wouldn't mind the guy that's in San Diego right now because he put a really nice club together in San Diego.
San Diego has done very
'Cause
well.
remember,
in the
you're
last
the
5 years.
Metropolitans, and you have more money than God right now, so you can get anyone you want. Like you literally, I would call up. Why am I drawing a blank on the Yankees general manager? I would call up.
Aaron Boone.
No,
I'm just
what?
kidding.
Now I'm annoyed. Either way, I'd call him up and I'd be like, yo, you're not going to be the general manager of the Mets. What are you getting paid by the Yankees? We'll pay you more because I have $14 billion.
You're not going to leave the Yankees for the Mets.
Why not? For money, money talk.
Not unless you're John Olerud.
I mean,
And I
it's
think
a,
he went the other way.
well, it's been a bad. The Yankees have been playing bad.
Yankees
what
themselves.
if it's the first time they don't make the playoffs since that last year Jeter was here?
Then
and
you fire Aaron
it just
Boone.
doesn't look
You
good.
fire Aaron Boone
I might agree with that actually.
because the general management has done a great job. If you look at what they've done
I might agree.
from a
with that.
talent standpoint, you can't tell me that they haven't been great.
Well, remember, mark this down: September 14th, 2020, the day the Mets were sold, the day that could change the next. Yeah, I turned 30 next month. It could change the next 60 years of my existence. And I hope, Steve Cohen, from my radio lips to your ears to God's ears, we are celebrating a Mets championship in the next 10 years because of this decision.
No
today.
doubt, absolutely gonna happen.
Absolutely going to
Before
happen.
Jacob DeGrom retires, that guy will have a World Series ring.
We are The Rome Show here on HamiltonRadio.net, Channel 2, and Facebook.com/The Rome Show. 1-609-807-2492 to get in on the action. Rocky has some trivia for me. We were unable to do this trivia 2 weeks ago. We had some audio technical difficulties here on The Rome Show. I hope you like our new studio setup here at the 360 Management Services Studios. Better audio quality, cool little headrests for the microphones. Rocky, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm excited for this bout of trivia.
So I've got a couple of different trivias for Andrew tonight. The first is football fictional. So I'm going to ask you to name this fictional football team. Okay. And so
I'm ready for it.
so here you go. And by the way, I didn't change anything from 2 weeks ago. So if it's outdated, I'm sorry, but I think it's really good. So I got
you know what?
three-
If you think it's outdated, you can walk. Okay.
You think so? I got 3 rounds for you. The first is fictional sports teams,
Fictional sports team.
and it's all football because it's the NFL season. And
Okay.
We're live.
I'm down with that.
So this team forced their coach out at halftime of the last game of the season, yet they went on to win with Lance Harbaugh leading the coaching charge. This team was notorious.
Varsity Blues.
Yeah, but who's the team?
The team is the. Oh my God! Why am I the Coyotes? The
They are the Coyotes. The West
the West
Canaan,
Canaan Coyotes.
the West Canaan Coyotes, quarterbacked by the one and only Johnson.
John.
Moxon.
Yes, Johnny Moxon, man.
Notorious for winning 22 district championships
Well,
to that point.
Tweeter drank beer because
That's right.
Tweeter drinks beer.
All right, so these are little warm-ups for
Billy
you.
Bob cried because Billy Bob's a bit of a cry.
All right, here we go. I got 2 more to get you warmed up. Here.
Okay, here we go.
After losing 4 straight games and getting plagued with injuries at the QB position, this team had to ride a 3rd-string QB all the way to the playoffs.
This would be, it's Any Given Sunday,
You got it.
and oh my
What's
God,
the team name?
the Miami Sharks.
There you go.
Oh, and the quarterback though. Oh, Steven.
Willie Beeman. There he is. You got it. All right. Good warm-ups.
Oh wait, they got harder.
So here we go. I got one more for you.
All right, here we go.
The NFLPA when the NFLPA went on strike, this team looked at a former college football hero who fell from grace after losing the Sugar Bowl.
This would be the Water Boy.
No.
Oh, say that again.
Once the NFLPA went on strike, this team.
Oh, the replacement.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
replacements.
What's the name?
And the name of the team. Ooh, man, this is a tough one. Joe Falco's the quarterback. Shane Falco.
Shane Falco,
Falco's
come
the
on.
quarterback. Oh man,
They're from DC, if that helps.
they're the Washington. They're not the Capitals.
No, they're close though.
They're the
That's very
Washington.
close. They're the Washington Sentinels.
Sentinels.
There you
Oh, all right.
All right,
That's
so-
Shane Falco.
So your warm-ups are over. By the
Okay.
way, I think that could be an interesting category down the road. Fictional sports teams.
I agree with you.
I hope you enjoyed
You
how
make
I
that a
read the
bracket.
stats. I read the stats the way they would if they were real,
Oh, it's good.
with no real movie references. So now I've got a couple of.
Red 7. Red 7.
So I've got 4. Spell this player.
Spell this player.
Yes.
Oh,
So in the realm of hockey,
okay.
from the Philadelphia Flyers,
Okay.
I have Shane Gostisbehere.
Okay, well, Shane can be spelled 19 different ways. So I'm going to go with SHANE
Nope.
AWN. That's Sean. I'm going to go with Shane SHAYNE.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And his last name is Gesterspeer.
Ghost of Spear.
Okay. Geus. Ghost.
EU. No, start over.
GHOSTR. Ghost. ESTEER. What is it?
GOSTISBEHERE.
Wow, that is reckless. You expected me to get that?
No,
No.
that's what I
Yeah,
asked you.
what is talking about
Ugh.
setting you up for failure?
So,
oh my god.
Here we go now, and listen, they're in the conference final.
Shane, yes, they're sparring.
So we'll go over to the other major sport in conference final action.
Okay.
And we're going to go, can you spell Wally Zerbiak?
Oh my god. WALLY.
Got it.
Okay. ZERBIEK.
Very, very close.
Oh.
So in front of your Z, there's an S.
Z. So it's
And-
SZ.
C.
Oh my
Z,
god. Are you
ER
serious?
Yeah.
You're joking, right? It's SZC.
Z. ERBIAK. Unless I wrote it down wrong, but there's 4 consonants. 2 of them are Z.
Why?
I know it's hilarious.
Oh my god.
This
What
is
did I
a lot
say?
of fun from this side.
What
you
did
said
I
no, you
say?
said ZCERBI, and then you had it, but then you said EK instead of AK. So you were
Oh,
close.
so it was
No,
A-
you were on. You were yeah.
So BIAC is BIAK.
yes.
S.
No. Yeah.
It's SZCZER.
So ridiculous. I know. It's fun being on this side of the
That,
spelling.
it is fun, right? That is
Yeah.
reckless. All right,
So
what
th-
else you got?
So now
for
we're
me?
gonna take a turn to your favorite sport,
Okay, that's baseball.
and we're gonna go Jared Saltalamacchia.
Oh man. Okay, I know Jared. In
I'll
this
give you
equation.
Jared. I'll give you Jared
It's
because
J-
Saltalamacchia is tough enough.
It's It's JARED though, isn't it? Or
False. It's
JARROD.
JARROD.
Okay,
There
that
you
was
go.
So, all right. And then Saltalamacchia. All
Yeah.
right. Great baseball name. Terrible on the uniform. SAL. Salta. TA. Salta. LA. Salta.
Macchia.
MOCIA.
So
CCIA.
So close.
No. what did I-
Macchia is MACC.
What did I say?
HIA. You said MO.
Ah.
You were like you're on the right path. You just missed a couple
Oh.
consonants and a couple of vowels.
No, that is so disappointing. I felt so strong about that
I know.
response.
I know.
But close enough is not good enough in the script spelling
No.
bee, and so I would be therefore disqualified.
And I've got one more before the final round of trivia.
Okay.
It's in football. Former Miami Dolphin. Now I don't even know who team he plays for. I think it's the Detroit Lions. But
Okay.
you're gonna spell Indomitian Sue for us.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you? What's his first name?
Indomitian Sue.
Indomitian Sue. Well, Sue is SUH.
You got it. You got the last name, and that's typically where people-
Indomitian. Okay. INDO. That's wrong, isn't it? It's wrong. Just tell me it's wrong.
Well, you started with an I.
Oh. E.
Indomitian Sue.
E. EN and D. END. Right? Am I right?
No.
All right. Tell me I'm wrong so I can start over.
ND
Oh.
is your first two.
ND. Indomakinsu. Okay. NDOMKENSU.
No, not even close.
Dom,
Talk to you as well.
Dom Kensu.
NDAMUKONG.
Who taught you how to spell? You know, I forgot that in 4th grade, Mrs. Whatever her name was teaching me Indomican for
Outstanding.
the
All
spelling
right.
bee.
That was a lot of fun for me. And I've
That
got
was-
one more category,
All
which
right.
I think is going to be really fun for the people.
What is it?
So I'm going to name the arena
Name the
or
arena
the stadium,
or the stadium.
and you're gonna tell me which team plays there.
Okay, name the
Okay.
stadium or arena. Which team plays
So like
there.
I would say
Shoot,
MetLife Stadium, and you
and
would
I would
say
say
Jets
the
and
Jets or
Giants.
Baltons and Giants.
Right. Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Daniel Jones, 40-yard pass to the end zone. Touchdown!
Oh, baby, that was sick.
yeah.
Darius
Slayton,
Slayton.
there it
I
is.
can't believe he's on my bench too.
Wow, Danny Jones drops back from the 44-yard line and throws a dart to Darius Clayton in the end zone.
Can I-
G-men up 9-3.
Can I say something right now?
Say something right now.
Okay. I think every one of my wide receivers scored a touchdown this weekend now.
Is this the best week of your fantasy life?
My running backs are god awful.
Oh, really? You don't
Yeah,
want
so I'm
anyone
gonna
to-
lose because of that.
See,
But my wide receivers. So now I need another year. I can put it all together.
running backs are huge. Wow, that was a beautiful executed
That was
play
it was.
by the New York
It
G-men.
really was nice.
All right, go on.
Great route. So first up in the Stadium Series, Scotiabank Saddle Dome. I'm so excited for this one.
There's no chance that's in America.
Nope,
That's
it is
100%
not.
in Canada.
You got it. The Scotiabank Saddle Dome is in Canada.
All right, that it has to be where either the Vancouver Canucks or
It's not Vancouver.
all right, or the Montreal Canadiens.
Not
Okay,
Montreal.
it's neither of them.
Montreal plays at the Bell Center.
Calgary Flames.
You
play at
got
the
it!
Scotiabank
Yeah,
Diaper
Saddle Dome.
Center. Oh, Saddle Dome.
Come on, the Saddle Dome. All right, Calgary Flames. Nice job.
Okay.
Next up, Guaranteed Rate Field.
That's a real thing.
Guaranteed Rate Field.
Guaranteed rate field. What world are we living in? I would want to guess Miami based on the amount of name changes. that have
False.
gone on. I know it's not Miami.
Oh.
Don't say false before I give you a real guess.
All right, my bad.
That's my thought process.
Okay. You were just in Canada. Makes sense.
It's definitely baseball.
Okay. You're
All
right
right.
about that.
So say the name again.
Guaranteed Rate Field.
Oh my God, it's definitely the Cleveland Indians.
False. Close.
Because that's progressive. I thought maybe they changed their
Very
name.
close. Very close.
Well, Hoffman or whatever is where the Royals play. I don't know if they've changed their name recently. Houston is definitely not that. Guaranteed rate field.
Yes. I have one clue for you.
Texas Rangers.
No.
What's the clue?
This organization used to play at Comiskey Ballpark.
Oh, the White Sox.
There you go.
Damn. Wow.
Guaranteed Rate Field. I know. I was surprised when I saw the name too.
Oh God. Dang.
So
All
the
right.
next one is so the next two are going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
So the next one is Talking
Is this
Stick
soccer?
Resort Arena.
Is this
No, no,
soccer?
stayed in the four major sports. So you've got the Talking Stick Resort Arena.
Talking Stick Resort Arena.
Yes.
This has to be hockey.
Nope.
Basketball.
Yes.
It's not Utah.
Impressed with your geography.
It's gotta be. It's not Oklahoma City. It's not Cleveland. They played the Smoothie Kingdom.
Going the wrong way geography wise.
Okay. It's the Guaranteed Rate Stadium. What's it called?
No, Talking Stick Resort Arena.
Talking Stick Resort Arena. Has to be in the Midwest somewhere. It's gotta be. Where'd I start?
You started in Utah, and I liked that. Then you went to Oklahoma, and I kind of like that too.
Okay. Indiana Pacers.
Complete wrong way geography wise. No. What? Like I literally liked things in the desert, and you said Indiana.
The Phoenix Suns.
You got it. Let's go. Nice.
Guaranteed Pickup Sticks Arena. What's it called?
Talking Stick Resort Arena.
Wow, that's fantastic. Wow.
And to round us out,
Oh my.
do me a
Okay.
favor and just
All
tell
right.
us who plays at the Smoothie King Center.
Oh, that's where the Cleveland Cavaliers
Oh
play.
my God, no, it's not.
Where the Miami Heat play.
No, the Smoothie King Arena. It's the Smoothie
that-
King Center.
Is that where the Dallas Mavericks play?
No, oh man, Smoothie Kings, Smoothie King Center. This is so funny. I'm pumped. I did this one.
I know it, but I don't know it.
The
Like, I
New
knew it
Orleans
existed.
Hornets
Hornets, yeah.
Play at the Smoothie
You
King
didn't let me
Center.
keep guessing.
Oh, I figured. I mean, that was like you guessed 5 times.
You said the Smoothie King Center. The Smoothie King Center. It's the Smoothie King Center. Wow, that was a fantastic edition of Rocky's edition of trivia.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Perfect time. Perfect time. So listen, okay. That was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we had music in the background. That was nice. I appreciate you, Ruben. So we have a few more minutes here. We're probably going to go a little bit over 8 o'clock. I need your opinion on the NHL before I give my straight off the room. It's 3-1 Tampa over the Islanders. It's 3-1 Dallas Stars over the Vegas Golden Knights. I don't believe either team is coming back, but I do believe the Islanders are going to win a game and force a game 6. I do believe Dallas is going to beat Vegas and take it in game 5.
I think it's the opposite. I think Vegas is going to force a game 6. I think
Wow.
the Islanders have a better chance of losing.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the Islanders, I feel like have been in every game, but it's like a 45-second to a minute bout that causes them to lose said game.
They have and they haven't. I actually think Tampa's head and shoulders better than the
Interesting.
Islanders. Yeah.
You know, see, I told you that there was going to be a series here, and I have since been kind of wrong. But if you really break down each game of this series, it's been tight and fun hockey to watch.
The series themselves have been outstanding.
Fantastic.
Outstanding.
The
And-
results in the 3-1s don't make it seem that way.
well, I mean, Dallas is 2 overtime wins.
Right, no doubt.
So Dallas is 2
Should've gone the
overtime
other way,
wins. And
100%.
whereas Tampa has handedly beat the Islanders on 2 occasions.
If the Stars play the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup final, who do you give your nod to?
Tampa Bay.
Okay.
If Vegas plays, it's a toss-up.
I just don't think, and I saw Peter DeBoer.
I don't know if anyone's going to beat Tampa.
Peter DeBoer said, we've been in this place before, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. I really don't think that either team's coming back from 3 down. Like, it's such a hard thing to do. I know the bubble's different. We're watching the Clippers, the Denver Nuggets, try and do it on the Clippers. They've won 2. They forced a game 7. I mean, Clippers blew 2 15-plus point lead games. So, I mean, it's difficult to do, and it does take some type of craziness to make it happen. I feel like the sport of hockey always favors stuff like that to happen, but I just haven't seen enough from those 2 teams to believe that they could force a game 7.
The Vegas has it. I really do think the Islanders. I think when the Islanders lost game 2, they lost the series.
I agree with that. Was that the late game, like 7-second left goal?
Game 2, yeah. Game 2
Right?
was
That was the-
when
yeah, that was the late
they
goal.
came out flying. They
Mhm.
were up 1-0, and they 2 players went out. They had a 5-minute major. They lost Tampa Bay. Lost Alex Killorn to a major penalty, and they couldn't score on the major. And then Tampa Bay scored with like 7 seconds left in the first period, and then they won the game with 7 seconds left. Forget about it.
The Lakers are in the conference finals. They are awaiting the winner of the Nuggets and the Clippers. They beat the Rockets. Mike D'Antoni's gone. Not going to head coach the Rockets anymore.
And that was his decision.
his decision.
Do you think it's because he doesn't like?
Yes.
Yeah. No doubt.
Right, and that would be doesn't like Russell Westbrook and James Harden.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
That's probably why. That's just not an eye to eye thought there. The Giants turned the football over, unfortunately. It's not an eye to eye thought there. Do you think either team, the Nuggets or the Clippers, actually have a chance to beat the Lakers in that series?
Clippers.
Even if they potentially blow 3 games to the Nuggets. Like they win game 7,
I
but
don't think. I
they
actually.
won it poorly. They were up 3-1. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, so here I'll change my answer because I don't think anyone's beating the Lakers.
Okay.
I don't think either team will beat the Lakers. I'd rather just see the Clippers, even though because it's just like LA.
I agree with you. Now, the Heat are playing the Celtics in the Eastern Conference. Quite frankly, one of the best Eastern Conference matchups you've seen in a long time.
Yes,
On a side that usually doesn't get as much good play.
correct.
Great players in this matchup.
I don't know how you're not rooting for the Celtics out of the East and the Lakers out of the West. I really just don't know how you're
And it's
not.
such a crazy year to have Celtics
Yeah.
Lakers in the bubble.
It'd
But I
be-
love Jimmy Butler in the Heat. I like Eric Spoelstra. I love what they're doing down there. I wouldn't mind watching them with those Miami Vice uniforms come in and blow up the NBA picture.
I like cheering for Eric Spoelstra doing it without D Wade and without LeBron.
Right, proving people.
I like-
wrong.
I like
They thought-
cheer.
They didn't think he was going to be good enough when those dudes.
No
left.
doubt. And then again, and then just another, head nod to Pat Riley for that as well.
You know, just
Right.
think about it. Pat Riley could have been with the Knicks this whole time.
Could have. And you look at something like that, and again, Like it's just like with the players. It's just like with Josh Rosen. It's just like with Sam Darnold. It's like, what makes you think that Pat Riley wasn't supposed to be with the Knicks?
I agree.
Like, what was it in that moment that was like, nah, this guy's not the right guy?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because he was the right guy.
Bad
He would've-
ownership, making
he-
stupid decisions.
He's the right guy in any
in
organization.
any organization.
The same way Belichick's the right guy in any
I
organization.
agree with you, which is why, like, how the Jets let him go, how the Browns. I mean, I get it. He stunk with the Browns for a minute, but like,
Not really, though, if you think
I
about
know
it.
it wasn't really long enough. But like, at the end of the day, you can always look back on that Monday morning quarterback thought process and say, how did this happen? And it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, listen, I don't get it, but I like the Spoelstra story more than I like, not as much as I like Celtics and Lakers, though.
A lot of sports coming up this weekend. We'll have a Stanley Cup final set by the next time we're here. Go on.
But like LeBron, dude.
I know.
If LeBron wins,
We'll have
what will the fanfare be like?
It'll be crazy. We'll have an NBA final set by the time we get back here next Monday. We'll have the second week of the NFL season underway. Before we get out of here, two things I want to say. The first one is congratulations to Albert Pujols. 660 career home runs. He passes Willie Mays for 5th all-time on the list. And I mean, a guy that was drafted late, probably didn't have as much hype as people may have imagined, built his career with a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, and had a great career in St. Louis for a long time, has had an okay career in Anaheim, but has surpassed a lot of records in Anaheim. What a great individual. I think that's one of those guys that no matter who you've rooted for in your career, you've always appreciated and liked what Albert Pujols is doing.
I love. When do you think Albert Pujols is going to retire?
I think he plays out the contract with the Angels, which I think is like 2 more years, maybe, or 1 maybe, and then he's done.
Does Albert get to 700?
40 more home runs, maybe he plays 2 more years. No, I don't think so. I don't think his body holds it up enough for him to hit that many bombs.
Even with a juice ball?
Yes.
How many?
Now, I think he maybe has 10 more in him this year. That would get him to 670. He'd have to hit 30 more over 2 more years. But that's if they want him there.
He's only
He's
DH.
playing a little first base too.
I mean,
Listen. I think Albert Pujols is the type of dude that wants to complete something that he started. So he would want to see through the end of the contract that he signed with the Angels, barring them letting him and wanting him to be there.
do you think that Ovechkin passes Gretzky, or Albert Pujols gets to 700?
What's the difference in Ovechkin and Gretzky?
Ovechkin probably needs like 2.5 years
Of goals, correct?
of like 50 goals.
50 goals a year. I think it's more likely that that Ovechkin passes Gretzky, because I believe that the quality of athlete right now that Ovechkin is comparative to the quality of athlete that Albert is, it's more likely that Albert's not in the league next year than in the league. And it's way less likely that Ovechkin's not in the league 3 years from now.
Yeah, that's
Like, I think Ovechkin has a body like Yager. So even if he goes to 40 goals a year, he's still going to pass Gretzky, because he's going to
he's
play.
just not going to leave.
The longevity is going to be there. That's why I would take that over the Pujols. Would you agree?
No, definitely. I would love. I think Pujols is the type of guy though where people would cheer for him to stay in it until he got to Bonds.
I agree, 100%.
Because even
No
though
doubt.
Pujols probably did a little bit of steroids too,
But
I think baseball would rather see him at the top than Bonds.
I agree 100%. I just don't think it would happen.
Because there's no one else. There's no one else that can get to
It's
7.
not possible. Touchdown Steelers.
Juju
About to be a
Smith.
10-10 game.
Juju
And the
Smith.
last thing I got for you tonight here on the Rome Show, September 14th. And this is my straight off the Rome. And it's near and dear to me. And it's something that I've endured over the last 8 weeks. And it's been a fantastic experience. The New York Brave, the professional baseball team that I was managing in what was called the All-American Baseball Classic, finished the regular season at an 11-13 clip with the number 4 seed in the postseason. That required us playing the number 1 seed, Sussex County Miners, in order to make it to the championship game. We won that game 5-1, went on to play the defending champion, New Jersey Jackals, and lost a tight game 3-2. And I just wanted to say over the airwaves, some players might be listening, some might not. They might hear this later. They might never hear it at all. But I just wanted to take a second to thank those guys. Thank the New York Boulders, the organization, for giving me the opportunity to manage. thank the players for the amount of effort that they put in a crazy, strange season. The fans that came out. I mean, the championship game atmosphere, Rock, was off the charts. Like, it was off the hook. And 10 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago, you're sitting at your house and you're watching anything that looks like sports. So you have an opportunity to feel competition. And here I am standing at third base in the championship game of some professional baseball. And there's 400, 450 people going bananas. Trumpets are playing. There's cowbells. And so I just want to take a second to thank the people that made that possible, that allowed the 8-week season to happen, the players that made it special, that taught me so much as a manager and put literally effort into the game of baseball that I've never seen put in from a group of guys that, some of us aren't the most talented. Some of us are legitimate professionals and some of us are scratching and clawing for an opportunity, but the care level was there 100% of the time from all of those guys. And to come in second place, to be the only secondary franchise, only one, to make it to the meaningful part of the postseason and then to make it to the championship means a lot. So shout out to the New York Brave. It's sad. I kind of want to cry, but I am super happy and I'm super appreciative of that opportunity. And boy, Rock, it's crazy. You have so much more time in life because you're not doing the professional baseball grind, but it's like it makes you sad thinking like I just want to show up to the field and throw BP on Thursday.
Yeah, I hear you. So shout out to the Brave. Great season
For the Braves. So that's where we will end the Rome show tonight. Hashtag play Brave forever. It will live on. I am Andrew Romanella. That is Rocky Romanella. We appreciate all the listeners here on the Rome show today. Marty and Gator for calling in the show. Send us the YouTube if you got it. Remember, you can listen to the Rome Show podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. The Giants are in a 10-9 ball game right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rock, are we going to end this thing and go watch that now?
No doubt.
All right. That's Rocky Romanella. I'm Andrew Romanella. Thank you, HamiltonRadio.net Channel 2. We will be back next Monday, September 21, 7 p.m. Until then, we will see you later.
Rocky Romanella is the founder and CEO of 360 Management Services LLC and author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts. With over 40 years of boots-on-the-ground leadership experience, Rocky creates excitement through his energy, passion, and knowledge in every podcast. During his 36 years at UPS, he led one of the largest rebranding initiatives in franchising history, the UPS Store, revolutionizing the $9 billion retail shipping and business services market. He also led the integration of more than 20 acquisitions that became UPS Supply Chain Solutions and let us improve financial performance, capabilities, and global footprint. Post-UPS, he served as CEO and director for Unitech Global Services, a telecommunications company, and serves as an independent board member and advisor. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the discussion.
Do this look like work to you? Nah, looking at the lights like it's all of this for me. Everyone tonight is here, all of this for me. Hands in the air, yeah, all of this for me. Bottles over here, all of this for me. Bottles bringing bottles here, all of this for me.
I don't either. I'll never understand.
He's minus 6 yards.
He's never had a free field to run to.
Probably because they just said we're going to go out and neutralize their run game, make Daniel Jones do this. False start on the offense.